me on the chat box, okay? I will make sure that all the questions are answered by the end of the training. All the questions have been answered, okay? So when I'm going through the training, please just keep the questions coming. Then I will go through all the questions. By the end of the training, they will be all answered, okay? So as I said, we're going to look at ZK BioTime basic training. So I'm going to quickly share the agenda that we are going to look at this afternoon. So before I do that, I will just explain what ZK BioTime software is. So ZK BioTime 8.0 software is basically a time and attendance software that is web-based. So the advantage of this software being web-based is that if you can install it on a server, or while it's installed on a server, you will be able to access the software while you're on a different network, okay? So you can install it on your PC, which doesn't act like a server, and you can also install it on a server where you can use that on different sites, where you can also set up a public IP and a port forwarding to be able to also connect to the software even when you're working from home or you're on a different network, okay? So this software also comes with different modules. You will have the access module integrated with the software, but the access module that is integrated with this software will not be too advanced as the access softwares that we have, all right? So this is basically time and attendance, and it will be able to manage your employees' time and attendance very well, and you will be able to get your reports, and also the reports that you require, and also the transactions that you would like to see from your devices, okay? So I'm going to share with you the agenda that we are going to look at on today's training. So the training for BioTime is divided into basic and intermediate, all right? So I know most of the people are looking at the attendance part, but also we have to look at the basic part on how to add devices and everything. So we've grouped this training sessions into two groups, basic and intermediate. So the intermediate training will be on Thursdays, which will be basically time and attendance. So everything that is entailed in the time and attendance module, that will be basically fall under the intermediate training, okay? So I'm going to share with you the agenda that we're going to cover. So as I said, if you have any questions or any comments, please let me know. I will give you clarity on all the questions that you will have, okay? So this is the agenda that we are going to cover on the training. We are going to look at the installation, okay? Because some of the people do not even know where to download the software from or how to install the software. And also, we're going to look at how you activate your licenses. So that this is the initial point. When you purchase a license for the software, how are you going to install that? Or how does the license work? Okay, so I will explain that. And we'll look at the dashboard features, though that will be very much quick. And we're going to look at the personnel module. So the personnel module is where you're going to add your departments, how you're going to add your positions, and also the areas. So that is also very much important to those that want to set up the software. Okay. Sorry about that. And we'll also look at how you add your devices. How do you add your devices? How do you add your messages? So that will be very much quick. How you add your messages, that is if, for example, you would like to activate messages on your devices. And we'll look at the system module, okay? So the system module here will be how you activate or how you add, for example, if you would like to, let's say, for example, the software that you have installed on a server, you would like to use it on different sites, okay? And you would like to add people on the software to access the software with their own credentials. How do you add a user? How do you now even restrict them from accessing other modules? Okay, so I will show you how to do that, how you back up your database, and also how you can auto export reports from the software, and also how you can configure the software. That is to set up your emails if you would like to receive emails. Okay, so as I said, we've grouped this scope or the agenda into two. The other one will be basic, the other one will be intermediate, because the time and attendance scope is very much broad. That is categorized under the intermediate training. But if by the end of the training here you have questions on the attendance part, we will go through all that. After we are done with the scope that I'm just introducing to you now. Okay, so let's go to the installation part. I'm going to share a slide with you on how you install this software. Okay, so this is basically what I'm going to share with you. This will be very much quick, just to show you how you install the software, what you need to do when you are installing the software. Okay, just hold on for me, please. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so this is basically the installation part. I'm not going to go through that agenda. Okay, so we have the latest version of BioTime, which is 8.0.7. Okay, so as long as you are using 8.0.4, it can be 8.0.5, 0.6, 0.7. That is still okay, right? So they are just features that are added here and there. Okay, so the one that we're going to look at today is 8.0.7. You will be able to see that even though you're using 8.0.4, it is still the same. There are just features added here and there on the software. So this software, you can install it from our website. We have 8.0.4 on our South African website, and we have 8.0.7, and there's the latest one coming soon, which is 8.0.8. But I've not given training on that one as yet, because it has not been introduced to clients. Okay, so but when you install this software, right, let's say you've downloaded the installation package to your PC. What you're going to do is you will be able to see that when you open that, it will take you to where you can set up the language, or you select the language that you're going to prefer using on the software. So you will select the language that you prefer there. So the installation is quite simple and straightforward. The next thing that you're going to do there is you'll click on start there, then you know you're going to start with your setup. Okay, so the next thing again that you're going to do here is you're going to click on the license agreement, the data processing agreement, and personal information protection and privacy policy. So you will set that up, and then if you don't tick on any of this, you won't be able to agree or go to the next step. And then the next step here is to select the folder where your BioTime software will be saved. Okay, this is quite simple. You can just select the folder there, and then that is where your software will be saved. Okay, and then here you select the port. So you can select the port, and also you tick on add firewall exception. So you have to tick on that one, and then input your service port and enable the firewall exception. So this is what I've just basically explained. And then this software, the database, which is the default database, is called Postgres SQL. That is the default database, as you can see here. But it gives you an option to integrate or to link this software with other databases. So you should be able to know which software, which database you're going to link with, so that you can link it yourself. So if you're going to use the default database, it will give you the username, the password, and the confirm password like this. So you just have to click on post and go to the next step. But if you're going to link this with another database, you will select other database, and then you have to select, or you have to put in the database name, you have to put in the username there, and you have to set up the host address and post number. So you test for connection and see if it is working properly. So if it is successful, then you can go to the next step. Okay. And then this is just to explain again that you can link your database with other databases, and you select which path or backup path you would like to save your database on. Okay, so the next thing here will be, okay, let's go back there. Okay, so you will select the next or install, okay, and then your software will be installed. So the other thing that is very much important on the installation of the software, it will ask you if you would like to restart your PC after the installation. Please do restart your PC, okay? Restart your PC and try to wait. When you have restarted your PC, try to wait for at least 5 minutes or few minutes and open your BioTime controller. So that will be on the host PC. Check if all your services are running. So if you click on the Windows or your start button, not your Windows button, your start button, you'll be able to see that you have your BioTime server controller. You should open that and see if all your services are running. Okay, just confirm if everything is properly done there. This will open and then you'll be able to see that everything is running properly. Okay, then you can open your software. Okay, so that is basically what I just wanted to explain to you. That is the installation, right? So now we are going to look at how you activate your licenses. So that I'm going to show you practically on the software. Okay, so I'm going to share this page with you. So if you have any questions on the installation part, please let me know on the chat box. All right. So after that successful installation of BioTime, right, you will open the icon on your desktop, and then this is what you're going to see. So remember, I said it is web-based, and you can still log in or access this software while you're on a different network. If you can look up here on the IP, you can see that I've just accessed the server. This is the server IP and the port. This software is not installed on my PC. I am using a software that I've just accessed that is installed on a server. If the software was installed on my PC, you would see 127.0.0.1, then you know that that one is a host PC. Okay, so there is the difference between the host PC and while you've just used a web browser to put in your IP there and the port. Okay, and then when you log in for the first time, it won't give you, it will open like this, but it will give you a page where you have to put in your username and the password. So you're going to immediately set up a password that you're going to use on the software. Okay, that is if you're logging in for the first time. You won't have any default username and password that you have to use. You will instantly use your own password when you access BioTime software. Okay, so on the software, you can also activate your license before logging into the software. So you can see the login there. We have on the other side the information, which is either. So if you click on that, that is the license detail. This one here is verify on fingerprint scanner for attendance. Okay, and this one is for the language, if you would like to select the language of preference. So if you would like to go to the license activation page, you click on I. Sorry about that. So when you click on I, you go to this license activation page, and this will show you the version of the software that you have. So as I said, this one is 8.0.7, and the license there will show you the company, authorized company, who the license belongs to, and is it a permanent license. Okay, so this license is a permanent license. Once you buy the license, it is a permanent one. You don't have to renew it after a year or 2 years. Okay, then you also see the authorized date there. If you've also activated your app on the license, you will also be able to see the number of apps that you can use, okay, or that you can install. And then also you have your employee count, which is unlimited. So the number of license also comes in with device count. So when you purchase a license, it will be determined, or you will determine, or you will choose the number of devices that you would like to add on that software. Okay, so you need to specify that also when you're purchasing the license. Okay, so on the activation side, we have the license activation, which is going to be the online activation and the offline activation. So when you purchase the license for the first time, you will get the online activation. Okay, so this is similar to biosecurity for those that have also attended the biosecurity software training. So I'm really sorry about that. I have flu, so do not mind me coughing, okay? So we have the online activation. On the online activation, what you do is you click on that. That is basically what you're going to receive when you purchase the license. They will give you that online online activation. And then you're going to use your username and the password. So I'm going to type in there. Okay. Like that, and then you confirm information there. So you fill in everything that is there, right? So you also see the most important fields that are there, and then it will also give you a clue on the file that you have to put in. So it is an XML document that ends with a -sn. That is an online license activation file. Okay, so you will open that. Your license is. You don't have to open it, because I've seen some of the people opening that file, and then there'll be a lot of numbers there. They get confused on how they're going to install that. You don't have to open that file. Okay, so what you do is the file that you will receive will look like this one. Just going to quickly show you now. Okay, so the file that you will receive will look like this. Okay, it might have your company name, and as I said, it will end with a -sn like this. So you will just select your file there. You don't have to open it here. Okay, don't open it. You just upload it like that, and then you will be able to see that that is your license, and then you activate it by clicking on active. Okay, so in a case where it takes time or it gives you an error, each and every time you try to activate that license, it constantly gives you an error. What you do is you can opt, or you can just go for the offline activation. Okay, so the offline activation, I'm just going to cancel there, requires you to download a UPK. Okay, that is why you can see in between the online activation and the offline activation, you have download UPK. So what you need to do here is you download a UPK. That download UPK file will be downloaded to your PC, and it will be written, I think, UPK, and it's also an XML document. So that UPK file that you would have downloaded from this license activation page, you will have to send it back to your distributor or where you bought the license from. Okay, you ask for the offline activation because the online activation that you're trying to install doesn't work. So what you're going to do is you'll send them that file as it is, and then they will have to send you back the license file or the offline license or offline activation file that will be written or that will end with a -license. So when you go to offline activation, you will go to that one when you have received the license file that you have to update, or you have to link to your offline activation day. So you will use here your credentials, okay, like that. So the same way that you opened your online activation. So here you can see that there's a difference between the online and the offline. This one will show you straight that you have to upload a file that ends with a license. So you'll just go there, you upload a license that I have. I think I have one here with me. Yes. So this one here, it's one of the offline license. Even this one is also an offline license. So it will look like this. It might not be this long, okay, but it will end with a -license there. You upload it there like this, and then you click on active. Okay, this one should be able to work. All right, so that is basically how you activate your licenses. So you just have to know that if the online activation doesn't work, or you've tried that several times, it doesn't work, then you can go for the offline activation, but it requires the UPK first. Okay, and then the next thing is you can also export the license. Let's say you want to move your software from one PC to another. You can export the license from the old PC, and then you can use it on the new PC. But just know that when you export the license, right, you're going to cancel it from the old PC, because one license doesn't work on two different PCs, or it won't work on two different servers. So you need to know that if it is installed on one server, you can only access it on the web using the IP address and the port. Okay, you access the same server, that has the license, while also you are on the same network or while you are also on a different network. Okay. So that is how you can also export your license. And here you can download the drivers. So you have the fingerprint driver, like for example, it can be your ZK9500, your SLK20. So these are the drivers for devices or the enrollment devices that you will use with your BioTime software. You also have your palm driver and your face driver there. Okay, so this software comes with an app, as I said. You can download it from App Store, and then you can download the app there, but you need to make sure that this has been activated. So you only have one app that you can use by default. So if you would like more, then you need to specify that when you're purchasing the license. Okay, so any questions under the license activation page, you can keep them coming on the chat box, but if there is no question, I'm going to move forward to the next part. I'm going to log in now to our software. Okay, to log in, that is if you do have a take-home reader like a ZK9500 fingerprint enrollment device. So you can use that enrollment reader there. Okay, so is there a face recognition enrollment reader? No, we do not have any at the moment. You can use your own webcam, okay, for your facial enrollment. We do not have any at ZKTeco at the moment. Okay, but to also get that, yes, you can use a phone. You can use a phone to enroll yourself, but you just have to make sure that you enroll properly, because some of the phones do not have good camera quality. Okay, but if it has a good camera quality and you know how to enroll yourself properly on the phone, then that's okay. Okay, you can also set up, as long as your face is similar to the IDP photo, then I think that would work. Okay, but we really advise you to use it either the devices, our own devices, to which have the same facial platforms, that would work. I think that would be much better to use our devices. Then you can get the information through to the software. Okay, so I'm going to log in now, all right? And then I'm going to show you where you need to start when you are working with this, right? When you work, you need to know where you need to start, okay? So I'm just the dashboard of the software here. So this software has different modules, okay? You have your personnel, your device, your attendance, your access, meeting, MTD, and system module, okay? So the dashboard here, you will be able to see that if your software is working every day, let's say, for example, people are present and those that are, and also the device, how many devices are under the status unauthorized. So I will explain that also when, okay? And you have here the department attendance statistics, okay? So you will see the different departments that you've worked. This will give in percentage how many people have attended from a certain department. And on your right, real-time monitor X, like for example, let's say we've already added a device, or you've added devices already on the software. Someone is clocking in or checking out, what I'm talking about. You will be able to see, okay, sorry about that. Okay, so you'll be able to see here in real time what is happening, who checked in at this time, who is checking out at this time. So this is a real time monitor. You see all the clocking in and clocking out when they are happening in real time. So when we start using the software, you're going to start with your personnel module, okay? This is where you build up the organization, or I would say the architecture of the company, or any company that you installing the software for, okay? So you need to set up departments, grouping your people in different departments. You need to set up your positions. Even now, though I would say position is not that important at this stage, you can leave it, but the departments, you need to set them up. The areas are very much important. In a case where, for example, you are working with a company or you have different sites, you're going to use one software for different sites. you need to add your different areas so that you won't have a mix-up when it comes to people clocking in, or maybe you grouped one area, or you made another area the parent area, so there's just a mix-up. So you need to know what you need to do. So that is what I'm basically going to explain to you this afternoon. Okay, so let's start with our departments. It's quite simple and straightforward to add departments. Okay, you will see that when I'm showing you how to do so. So when you want to add your departments, what do? Right, you click on add. So the software will give you the next highest code. Okay, so because we already have number 8 there, you will have your department code is number 9, right? Then the department name there. So the department name, I'm just going to give an example. Let's say our department name is ABCD. Okay, ABCD. Okay, so in your case, you will type in any department that you have. The superior of the department, as you can see, doesn't even have the trade sign there, so it is not compulsory. But if you would like to make another department is superior of ABCD, you can select, let's say the management is the superior, for example. The department manager, you can also select who the manager is, but you need to add the personnel first so that you can add that person as a manager. Or you can also go to that person and set him or her up as the manager. So there's a okay, so there's a question. I would like to answer this one before we move forward. So the question, I think everyone saw this, can I put a person on different departments? Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate this physically so that you can see. Okay, so I will show you when we go to the adding personnel, if you will be able to add a person on different departments. I will show you that one, right? Okay, so we've added a department, okay, which is called ABCD, and the superior of the department is the management. Okay, so we are done with that one. So when you want to add or transfer personnel, that is if you have already added personnel. So at this stage, we have not added anyone as yet. So we won't transfer any person. I'm not going to go to that stage as yet because we have not added any personnel on the software. What we're going to do is we're going to add our position areas, and we're going to add our employees, and I'm going to show you how you're going to link the employee to different departments or to a department position and also an area. Okay, so you will check on your right hand side, you have all the departments that you've just added, and there's an option on this page to export. Let's say, for example, you would like to use this format. If you click on that arrow there, if you see any place, it can be on your reports, it can be anyway. If you see that, you know that that stands for export. And then you can export using CSV, PDF, Excel, or text. Okay. So then you can also import. Okay, so it is made simple for you because you also have an export or import template. So you need to follow this so that you can import this information, or if you've filled in the different departments, you can import that to the software. You can also download the template there if you want one. Okay, so we are done adding departments. So you will group your departments or add your departments according to the departments that you have or that are there in that infrastructure or in that company. Okay, so now we're going for the position. As I said, positions are not that important, but you can add your different positions and add your different employees or link your different employees according to the positions that they have. So adding positions is also similar to how you add your departments. You're going to click on add, okay? And then you're going to add your position there. You have your position code, so you'll give your position a name, okay? So we have different positions in different companies. We have the CEOs, we have the CFOs. So you can put in any position that you would like to put. So let's say, for example, we have our coordinator, or it can be a repairs coordinator. Let's say repairs coordinator. So this is just an example. And then who is the superior? Maybe the manager is the superior, or the repairs manager is the superior. But that is not compulsory. I'm just giving an example. Okay, so we've added our position there. we've added our superior, and we don't have any employee on that position as yet. Okay, so we're going to now we will link this position and the department that we've added to add more, you keep on adding more positions. Okay, so similar to the department, you can export here, you can also import this side. So it's similar to what I've just showed you under department. Okay, sorry about that. So the next thing that is very much important is the area. Okay, areas are important because there is a default area. When you open that area, you'll see a default area that you cannot delete. The default area is number one there, that is called not authorized. Remember on the dashboard, you saw a device status called unauthorized, okay? So it is the same as this. This area, when you open your software, you will see not authorized, okay? That is the area that all the devices that are going to be pointed to the server, okay, to the software or to this BioTime will fall under not authorized. This software does everything automatically, okay, especially on the device part. Adding your devices, it should be done automatically. So your devices have to appear on the software automatically. We do not advise you to add devices manually on BioTime software. So if you do set up, or you've done your setup on your devices, which I'm still going to show you. If you've done your proper setup, your cloud server settings, your IP addresses properly, your devices should be able to point on your software automatically. So all the devices that will be pointed to your software automatically will fall under the area called not authorized. So why are they called not authorized? They are called not authorized because they have not been linked or authorized to any area that we have on the software. So until you authorize your devices or you link them to an area, then you will be able to know that you've pointed your device to an area. Then people that have been added on that device can now be transferred to the appropriate area that you have added on the software, and you will be able to see the transactions that are there on that device. So I'm going to show you this one. Okay, this area, if you are okay with it, you can leave it as is, do not rename it, okay? Because we do not want you to add any area and make this, or add any area and link it to this area, which is called not authorized. Why I'm saying, why when I add an area, I made the superior as not authorized, okay? We're going to have problems there. That authorized, you leave it as is. You don't have to make it any superior or link it to anything. Just leave it as is. All the devices that are going to be pointed to the software will be under not authorized. When you link your devices to an area, then they will fall under the appropriate area. And the area is very much important because, let's say when I started the training, I said this software is web-based, right? Which means that it enables you to use the same software that is installed on one server for different sites. Let's say you have 5 sites or 3 sites, for example. On those 3 sites, you're going to use the same software. You need at least to name your different areas. Let's say you have your site in Centurion, you have your site in Pretoria CBD, you have another site in Attridgeville, for example, right? So you're going to add all the 3 devices on the same software. So when you add your different devices, you should specify, or you should categorize your devices according to the areas they are located at. And also the personnel that will be clocking in and clocking out in such areas should be grouped in different areas or according to where they work. Okay, so that is very much important. I will explain that also when I move forward. Yes. So another question is this: can an employee be added to more than one area? Yes. A person can be added to more than one area, and I'm still going to show you how you can do that. Okay, thank you for that question. All right, so let's add an area. Okay, so I'm going to add one area that we're going to link to the device that we're going to add here. So let's say the area that we're going to add here is called Mpumalanga, or yes, let's say Mpumalanga or area ABCD. So I'm just giving you an example, okay? Mpumalanga, like that. And then the superior. So I'm not going to put in any superior with my area there. Because let's say, for example, you put in a superior. Let me explain this one. If I put in a superior, let's say the experience center, or let's say the experience center is the superior of Mpumalanga. It means that each and every person that falls under Mpumalanga, right, can also clock in on a device that is located at the experience center. And a person that is located, or the devices that are linked to EC, a person that will be located there, or that will be linked to Mpumalanga, will be able to clock there. So this will be sharing the information. Another area, a superior, then you know that they will share the information there, okay? So do not make any other device or any other area superior if you're not sure they're going to share the information, okay? So you click on okay. After that, I'm sorry about that. So after adding an area there, what we're going to do now is we are going to add an employee, and I'm going to answer the questions that were asked just now, okay? So we're done with the area, we're going to add an employee. So when you add your, and then you're going to add one employee, you can see we have a lot of people there. So I'm going to add one, okay? So you can put in the ID there. So it is not compulsory for you to put in the, or to just use the ID that was given to you by the software, so you can change that one, okay? So can you see the fields that are very much important on this page? Is the ID, the department, and the area. The reason why this field or the area is very much important is because this software doesn't want you to add people or give people access manually, like on other softwares like biosecurity, where you have to set access levels. On this software, there's no way where you're going to set up that Rotondo, for example, has to clock in the Centurion or on the Centurion device. That will be done automatically as long as you group this person on, let's say, for example, this person's name is, I'm going to give this person a name, Miriam. I'm not sure if Miriam already exists there. Yes, so I'm going to name this person Miriam. Okay, so Miriam there, we're going to link. See that you can also add Miriam under the area called Cape Town. Miriam can still clock in under the area called Hartis. Miriam can still clock in under the area called training workshop, can clock in again under the area called test. So yes, it is possible that a person can you see that? So I'm just going to put in Mpumalanga, which means that when we add a device and link it to the same area as Miriam there, which is Mpumalanga, that person automatically, the information that is on the software will be sent to the device, or will be synced to the device automatically, and Miriam will be able to clock in on a device that is linked to the same area where she is linked to, okay? And the department, okay? The department there, I'll say Miriam is under the department called support, okay? And the position is not that important, as you can see here. I'm just going to select any position there, okay? All right? And then is this person official, temporary, or under probation? So you can select the employment type, but that is not compulsory though. You can leave it as is, okay? Then you also have the last name. You can put in the last name of that person. The hire date. This one is important, okay? It doesn't have that red sign, but it's important in a case where you would like to, let's say, for example, you only have downloaded the software today and you have a license, you've activated the software, but you need to get the reports from January, okay? So if you leave the date as today here, and you would like the reports that this person was clocking in since January, and you would like to assign or this person to a shift that started in January, that will not allow you, because this person is saying, the software is saying this person was hired today, 7th of March. So you need to make sure that at least you put in the accurate date. It can be last year, you should put in the accurate date there, or just a date before, right? Yes. And then you also have here this picture there. So here you can put in a profile picture, right? So this one is not a biophoto that you're going to use for clocking and clocking out. A biophoto you will see when we move down here, I will show you. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do here, you have the superior. Can you see that you can put in if this person has a superior, a department manager that this person falls under? So you can also put in there, but that is not compulsory. Okay, and the workflow role. So the workflow role, I'm still going to explain this. This is if, for example, this person has a role under the workflow. So under the workflow will be if this person is responsible for approving a leave or approving a person if that person applied for overtime, etc. Okay, so I'm still going to explain that you can fill in the birthday, the local name. Want to fill in the details of this person, you can, or you're welcome to do so. Okay, so the next thing is the device access settings. This is where you enroll yourself. Okay, you enroll your fingerprints, you can enroll your bio photo. So this is the photo that you will have to use for clocking and clocking out. You can upload the photo, okay, as long as it meets the requirements. So you can also upload a photo. Let's say, for example, you have photos of a person or people, all your employees, you can upload them there and you can see if that will work on the devices that you've just added to the software. Okay, so you can just upload that photo. If you click on that, where you can upload the photos if you have them. Okay, so here you have the verify mode to use. So if you select any, this person can use any verification mode as long as it is accepted by that device or that device uses that verification mode. Okay, so you can select the one that you have. We have a lot. You can use fingerprint, fingerprint and card, or fingerprint or card, etc. And you have the card number. So the card number, that this, you cannot use a device to enroll, like a device that people will be clocking and clocking out. You need a USB card enrollment device. So if you punch in there, you punch your card like that, you will see the card number there. Okay, so you just have to remove that zero. Our devices do not work well with the card number starting with zero, so we remove the zeros at the beginning because they're not programmed in such way. Okay, so you can see under biosecurity, biosecurity will not even show you the zero before the card number there. It automatically removes it. Okay, so you only see this number there. Okay. Yes, the face only. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. So here we have fingerprint, we have ID, we have face only. Can you see? Face only is also there. So you can use face only. Okay. Yes. So for enrollment purposes, yes, an employee can be enrolled on the device. I think it's going to be much simple. If you enroll, make one device an enrollment device. I'm still going to explain that when we move forward. And if that device is an enrollment device, each and every time you enroll an employee, you don't have to sync the information to the software. The information will be synced to the software automatically from the device. So you don't have to sync and everything. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So we've enrolled the card there, right? The next thing that we need to do is here, this option will not work. So do not use this option there. Sorry about that. So if you have a Palm enrollment device, you can also enroll a Palm. Unfortunately, if your device accepts a Palm, you enroll your employees on the device, and then the information that is there on the registration device will be sent to the software automatically. Okay, so you can also enroll a face. That is, if, as I said, you have a webcam, you can enroll using a face there. If you click on there, you can see that it only supports IE65, so you can see the 65-bit browser. So you can, if this doesn't work for you, then you can still enroll on the device, get your faces or your personnel information to the software. So that will be done automatically. I will show you how to set your device as a registration device. Fingerprint, okay? So this is going to work like a ZK9500 and SLK20 can be used. This is a USB enrollment device. So if you want to punch your finger there, you can select which finger you would like to use. Okay, you punch your finger 3 times, like that. Second time, and the last one. Okay, so the registration register successful. So what you do now is you click on confirm. You can see that we have 1 fingerprint. So you can also enroll 2 if you want to do so. So you will see that we have You have added 2 fingerprints if you add another one. You can also enroll 10, that's still fine. Okay, so here you can set your device, the device privilege. So this is on the actual device. Is this person going to be an administrator, an employee, a registrar, etc.? Okay, so if this person is an administrator, it means that this person will be able to access the menu of the device and change whatever they want to change. Okay, so you can set that up as well. As I said, remember, you can also upload a picture as long as it meets the requirements. That can also be used. Okay, so we have, well, you don't have to come here and set anything else. App settings, that is if you use or you have your app or you're going to use your app. Payroll settings, this don't even entertain. Okay, I will explain this. I think this is very much important because some of the people do not understand when it comes to payroll settings. So our software BioTime, it is not directly integrated to payroll. You can export the reports, okay? You can export the reports that you want, the overtime reports, your daily reports, and on different formats. We have CSV, PDF, Excel, and we have CSV, PDF, Excel, and text. Those are the formats that you can use to export the reports. Then you can link them to your own payroll. So because most of the people will ask you, why don't you have, or why don't you integrate directly to payroll? That you also have to, before you get the software, you need to also ask the key account managers, which are the sales guys, and also where you buy the licenses from. They need to explain to you why there's no direct integration to payroll. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify on that one. That is why I say the payroll settings, you don't even have to go through that. Okay, so you also have leave group. So this is where you can also set up if you have any group or you want to link this person to any group here. So if we go back there to device access settings, okay, you save information here for employees. So Miriam is here. You can see the Miriam has been added, okay, here, and Miriam falls under the area called Mpumalanga, okay? So what next? What is the next thing that we're going to do? Okay, so before we add our device, I'm going to quickly explain this information here. You can resign an employee, okay? So you can resign an employee if you've already added an employee and that person has resigned. So you can just select the employee that you want to resign. I'm just going to select someone else there. You can just click on that. Position transfer, area transfer. You can transfer a person to an area resignation. So if you want that person to be counted as if they resigned, you click on resignation. You will select the reason why that person or the type of the resignation, was it terminated, resigned, or transfer. So you can select which one you would like, and then you type in the reason there. Okay. Person you will not see there anymore. Person with ID number 3 there. Can you see? Okay, they fall under resign. You can reinstate this person, and you can also this software will enable you to keep the information of those people that did resign. Okay, and also if you would like to disable the attendance, so you can also do that. Obviously, a person who resigned is not allowed to come and clock in and clock out. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to look at before we this is where you set up the role and the builder. So you will create like a structure. Who should, let's say, for example, if employees apply for leave, like leave or overtime, I will take leave as an example. If they apply for leave, who should be the first person to approve? Who is the person to approve? So this is where you build up a structure on the person who has to approve and the final person to have a say in the approval, or who should give approval. Okay, so what you do is you go to add, okay, and then you can add a person there. Okay, I'm just going to type in code number 3 and then role name. Let's say this one is the manager. Okay, management. Let's say this one is the CEO. CEO, and then you can type in any description if you have any, and then you click on OK. Okay, you can also assign employees to this roles. So if you want employee or the CEO role, you can also, and you go assign. You'll have a list of employees that you have decided. Maybe you want Lisedi to be the one who is, see now the count is 1. So that you can do the same for the next roles there. Okay, so it means that those are the roles that we have. So we're now going to build up who is supposed to approve first, who should approve next, who is the last person to have a say in the application of the employees. Okay, so you go to workflow builder, and then you go to add. You can add for the department, for a position, or for an employee. It is still the same thing. Okay, let's do that for a department. Okay, so that is number 2. That will be the workflow builder there. And then the content type. Is it when people are applying for leave, manual log, overtime, etc.? So if a person is applying for, let's say, leave or a manual log, okay, but let's just say leave. If a person applies for an annual leave or any other leave, these are the people that are going to approve, okay, until next year. Okay, so if starting from this year till next year, okay, the end. I'm just going to select any date there, and that we're creating. So I'm going to give it a name, approvals again, approvals 1. This is just an example. And department. So when the repairs department apply for leave, anyone under the repairs department apply for leave, who is going to be the first person to approve? Is it the person from their own department? Let's say yes, maybe the person from their own department, and the person there will be the HR first. Okay, when the HR approves, is it going to be only the HR and the CEO, or is it only going to be the HR? So you will select who should be notified. So it means that if the HR approves, then there's an email that is going to be sent to the CEO as well, that this HR did approve for this person who applied for leave. Okay, then you click there. And then when you want to add, let's say the last person that is going to give approval. So the last person that is going to give approval will be the CEO. So you can build your own structure, will still be notified. And then you click on confirm. So it means that the CEO there as the last person will be the final person who's going to give approval, or that will render that application approved or dismissed, or not approved at all. Okay, so that is how you build up your workflow, or the workflow builder. Okay, so I think this is quite straightforward and simple to understand. Okay, so the next important thing that we're going to look at now, after the personnel and everything, so we're going to now add a device. This is where most of the challenges will come in, on how we add devices to the software. How do we point the software to our these devices to our software? Remember, I said we have an area called not authorized. So these devices that are represented in a yellow color, you'll see that they are not pointed, or they are not linked to any area not authorized. Okay, so all the devices that will be pointed to the software and have not been linked to an area will fall under the area called not authorized. Then they are waiting for you to link them to an area, so that you can see how many users they have, how many fingerprints they have, how many faces do they have, etc. Then you can see the transactions that are there on the device. Without you linking that to the area, then you won't be able to see how many transactions the device has. Okay, so it is 1 past 2, all right? Let's take a 10 minutes break. Okay, is it 1 past? I think it's 3 past 2. So let's take a 10 minutes break. Around 13 past 2, we will be back to finish up the rest of the training. Okay, so if you have any questions throughout the break, just keep them coming. And also, I forgot the department when I wanted to show you if you can link a person to different departments, but I will answer that when you come back. Okay, so let's take that short break. When we come back, we're going to add a device, and then we're going to move forward to the next part. Okay, enjoy your short break. recording. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. So the private message, okay, will be displayed to a private person, or when a person clocks in, that person will be able to see that message. So how do you set that up? So you go to private message, you add the message. So you will see that there's a difference. Here you will select the person who's supposed to want this person to see the message on the 10th, which is Friday, and the content of the message. Let's say it's her birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, happy birthday, like that, right? And the duration of the message. So you can set that up. So you can see that here you don't have an option to select which device you would like the message to be displayed on. So on every device that this person is meant to clock in, when she clocks in, then the message will be displayed. So that is how you add a private message. Okay, so keep them coming. Okay, so that is all under device. I will still go back to the questions after we're done with this session. Okay, so the next thing that we need to cover under on this training is the system module. So under the system module, I am going to show you how you can create an account for a person. Let's say, for example, you have sites or different sites, as I've explained, and you would like the managers to have access to the software, okay? So using their own credentials. These people are on different sites, you need them to gain access. So this is creating a role and also a user account. Okay, so what you do is you go to system and you create a group. So a group is like a role where you can also restrict them from accessing certain modules or where you do not want them to see. Okay, so what you do is you can add, you click on add, you adding a role. Okay, so let's say we're going to add Mpumalanga, a manager in Mpumalanga manager. Okay, I'm just going to type in like that. Which modules do we want Mpumalanga manager to access? So if we want him or her to access the personnel module, you have to select everything under the personnel module. If you want him or her to access the device, you can select everything there. If you want him or her to access the attendance, you can also select everything. Let's say you don't want this person to access the devices, okay? So you can just, you do not have to select anything. So it means that he will be able to access only the modules that we've selected there, the personnel and the attendance. So I'm just showing you how you can restrict a person from accessing certain modules on the software. Okay, so the next thing that you are going to do is you confirm you Malanga manager, then you can create an account for this person. So to create an account for this person, what you need to do is you go to user, okay, and then under user, you can add that user account for that Mpumalanga manager. So let's say the username there will be MPM, okay, Mpumalanga manager. So this is just an example. And then he can type in, that's going to type in anything there, but I'm not going to add any account because I'm using the software that is installed on our server. Okay, and then you type in the name. So let's say the name of this person is Miriam or something else. So you can type in there. Miriam is the manager, the last name there. So here, this account is not for giving this person access to clock in on the devices. No, it's for giving a person access to the software. You type in the last name and the email, and this person can still access the software using the fingerprint instead of the password. Remember, so you can also use that here. Okay, and then there if you want to do so. And if you would like to make this person a super user, there's no need for you to go for the role. So if this person is a super user, you can see that you don't have to set up anything there. But if you disable the super user role, then you need to give this person authorized access. Is it going to be which departments there? So you can create departments for people in Mpumalanga. Let's say Mpumalanga has the repairs and the cleaning department only, right? Which means that this person can only access the information of people there. It's only Mpumalanga. So you're giving him access or her access to only Mpumalanga or people in Mpumalanga or any other device that will be in Mpumalanga, and the group as well. So the group will be the role. So you're giving that person a role to access the software using that role, and then you click on confirm. But I'm not going to confirm anything for now, but I'm just showing you how you can create an account for a person or people that you would like them to access the same server using their own credentials. So this software can enable you to do so. Okay. And the next thing that we are going to look at quickly is the database. How do you back up your database, which is very much important. So back, I was showing you the installation. There are places where you have to select the database backup path, okay? So that is the path that you will save your backup. So we have two ways to back up your database here. You have automatic backup. This is where you create a time and date when your backup will be performed. So you don't have to come on the software, open your software and manually do a backup each and every time. So you can just select, can you see the path there? You can just select if you want it daily, monthly or weekly. So if it's a weekly example, it will show you there on which day, okay? Is it going to be on Monday? Every Monday you want a backup, it will show you what day of the month is it going to be, okay? So you will see there. And then if you want also to back up your photos, that is if you also are using devices with which take or facial or that are facial recognition devices, you can also back up your photos there. And then you click on confirm. That is an automatic backup, okay? Then you also have a manual backup. A manual backup is when you want to back up now. So if I want to back up my photos, you click there and then you confirm. So that is like a manual backup, a backup that will be performed now, okay? So it will show you that it has been successful and who is the operator who did a backup and at what time was the backup performed, okay? So that is how you're going to do your manual backup. So it is loading and it doesn't want to stop. Okay, and also you can restore the database. Let's say, for example, your software got corrupt and you have a backup. Then you download another software or you install another software. If you want to restore your backup, you just go to restore backup, you go to the path where your backup has been saved, you just restore it there, okay? I'm just going to cancel this because it looks like it won't stop, okay? Okay, so it doesn't want me to cancel. Let's just wait a bit. Maybe it will just cancel now. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to explain is how you can also create an auto export to be sent to you automatically. You can have your transactions, you can have your daily report, you can have your total time card sent to you. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to open it aside. Okay, here. Okay, we can still log in there. On our set. Okay, so this one I'm going to go back there to system or to export. So you can export the attendance report. Just go to add, right? And then you can select which actions, your time card, your everything. So this reporting side and setting up the time and attendance, we will do this on Thursday training, which will be basically attendance. Okay, so I'll show you going to the attendance part, how do you get your reports and everything. So you can also export the information, which report template I'll show you on Thursday on this one, and then which format do you want to use. So you can use Excel, PDF, or any format that you would like to use. They're from the 4 formats that I've explained to you. And you can set up export time settings. So what time do you want your report to be sent to you? Is it going to be daily or weekly or monthly? So you can select from there. Okay, and then the export path, set up your FTP path and your FTP server if you do have one. Okay, so it can be sent to your emails, etc. Okay, but this software has an advantage that it can also do an auto export. Okay, so the next configuration, I just wanted to show you the email, where to set up your emails. So under system settings, you need they like this. SMT server, you need to set that up, your port, your email account, and your password there, account name, you'll set there, and then you need to test. So if you test and it is connecting, then you know that, or it is successful, then you know that your emails have been set properly. Okay, so I want us to go back to that question, okay, that was just asked. So the question says, what I meant is when you add a device, there is a field you need to put in where it stands for device IP. Okay, that IP you put in there is it the server IP? Okay. So on the device, if you're talking about the device IP, okay, you're asking if that should be the public IP. So on the device, you have 2 types of IP addresses. On the internet section, that will be the communication IP between your device and your PC. That should be on the same range as your PC. That is not the public IP that you're going to use, no. But on the cloud server IP, okay, when you go to internet com settings, you go to your communication. I'm going to send you the videos of this. You go to cloud server settings. This is where you're going to put in your public IP. Okay, that will be your public IP if you are on a different network. If you are on the same network as your server, you will put in your server's IP. Okay. So that is actually on the device. And if I repeat that question again, what I mean is when you add the device, there is a field you need to put where it stands for device IP. That IP you put in there, is it the server's IP or the public IP? Because on your router, when you port forward, you're going to go and put in the IP of the server, okay? And just forward the port to 8081, is that correct? Okay, so as I said, the IP that you're going to use, okay, let's say, I'm just going to give an example. Let's say we have a branch in Hartis, right? We have a server in Centurion. So when you want a public IP, you can also go to Google, you can get a public IP, that can also work. But if you did set up your public IP, we want to connect a device that is in Hartis to our server in Centurion. So you're going to use the public IP on the device. You will set up that public IP under the cloud server IP. You're going to put in the public IP, not the server IP, but you're going to put the port that you're going to use is the port that has been, the port forwarding that was done. That port is the one that you're going to use so that it can connect to your server, okay? Which is correct. The port that you're going to use in this case will be 8081, for example. Yes, okay? Then, then that public IP address that you're going to use will be added to your software while you're on a different network, but the person who is working on a server will be able to see that there's a device that has been added there, okay? So if I can go to another question, it says, if the user does not have a public IP, can you use the DDNS? Or does the device does not support DDNS? Okay, that one, I will not lie to you. I do not know about the DDNS. I will have to ask maybe one of the support guys or any other IT technician who knows that here, because the DDNS, I do not know anything about that one, okay? I will ask and then I'll get back to you with that one. And then the second question is saying, is Postgres server for ZKTeco? Yes, that is the default server that we use on our BioTime and also biosecurity software. And then how long does ZKTeco store our data? Okay, so it stores data. You can set that up on the software itself, okay? You can set it up if you want it to clean after 15 months or after 2 years, but it does save a lot of data for a very long time. Okay. And then because if you don't have static IP, it does not change every 3 days. Okay. If you remember, I did explain that you should have a static IP address. A static IP address is not the public IP. A static IP will be on your server, right? Your server needs a static IP address so that it does not change. If it changes, then your devices will stay offline. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm really answering your questions the way you want them to be answered, but for those that I did not answer, and that I said I'm not sure about, I will get back to you. I will ask other support technicians and then I will get back to you with the answers. And the videos as well, I'm going to send it to you, through to you. Okay, so there was another question that was asked about the departments. Okay, I'm just going to go back there under personnel, and then we can edit one employee there. Okay, I'm just going to edit Miriam there. Okay, there was a question that says, okay, so if you select a department, you only select one department per person. You cannot add a person to different departments. It's only areas that you can give a person access to, not departments. Okay, I just wanted to quickly show you here. Okay. So any other questions that you have? To those questions that I did not give answers to, I will give you feedback on those. Is there anyone who has another question? Yes, you can ask. For that. Okay. Does the installing technician set the device and the server connection? Yes, they have to. They have to set up that. They have to set the devices and the server connection. So they have to make sure, an installer has to make sure that your devices are properly connected and they are online. Okay, so that is the responsibility of the installing technician. Okay. Okay, so another one is also with the help of software connection from the server to the user. Yes, so the help of the software connection from the server to the user. Yes, they should be able to assist you with everything, the setup of everything, actually. So the installer, what the installer can also, I think the installer has to do is setting up your software, right? Installing your software, setting that up, setting up your licenses and everything. And also they have to add your devices, make sure that they're connecting. And on the reporting side or the attendance part, that they can ask you to go for training, because that is more HR related. Okay, but on the other side of setting up devices, they have to make sure that your devices are up and running, and the connection as well. Your services are running, you can access your softwares and everything. So that is the responsibility of the installer. Okay, so the question now says, but the IT needs to give us their public IP from their side. Yes, so the installer and the IT needs to be there, because I know that sometimes the installer is coming from a different site, right? And the IT technician who knows the setup of what the premises has, or the ports and everything. The IT works hand in hand with the installer. The IT has to give the port forwarding and also the exception and everything to the installer. So they have to work hand in hand on that side. Even the public IP, that is the work of the IT technician. Okay, so, and if they want to report, want a report to be sent to the email, the user needs to provide the SMT and authentication details. Yes, yes, yes. Because in this case, you need to set up, can you see where I've showed you how to set up your emails? You need to set up that email with the SMT, yes, and also the server communication and connection there. Then you will be able to set up emails to be sent from the software to it can be your manager or any other person that you will use the emails or set the emails to, that they should receive the attendance reports or each and every transactions that transpired during that week. So you should be able to set your emails so that they will be sent to a number of people that you will set up there. So I think that also the user can also do that on the reporting side. The user can also do that themselves. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this last statement is very much important. Yes. Once the IT has done that firewall exception and port forwarding, then and also sorted out the public IP, then you can set up the cloud settings. Yes, that's very much important. That is why I said the IT has a very big role in setting up their public IP and the port firewall exceptions. That is very much important. They have to work hand in hand. The installer won't have access to the IT job and everything. So what they need to do is they will be given the IP, public IP, they'll be given the port. You connect your devices as an installer, you will be able to add your devices with the information that you have been given. You know that it is working properly. You set up your devices to be online, then you know that they are up and running, okay? So the IT also has to come in on this one. Yes, okay? And also, if you have challenges, right, installing the software and everything, please send an email or you can call support. We have guys under support. I also work in support. It's just that I do trainings and do support, but email us. We can log in, but some of the people do not allow us to log in remotely. But if you do give us access, we can log in remotely and assist, okay? That is if you want to be assisted, if you are stuck, okay? So you can just give us an email, send an email, or you can just give us a call and then we'll be able to assist you, okay? So do we have any other question? Do we have anyone with another question? So it looks like there are no further questions. So just wait for me to send you the recording of the training and also the videos on how to set up the cloud server settings on the device. And yes, so I will send you that those details. Okay, so not a problem. So you will ask more detail in the next week session. Not a problem in the next session. Okay, not a problem. Thank you so much for attending the training. I really appreciate your presence. Enjoy the rest of your day. If there's no one with questions anymore, okay, just look out for the information that I will send through to you. And for those that I do not have emails, I'm going to type in my email here. If I do not have or you did not register on the website, please send me an email so that I can also forward this to you, right? Because I only have emails for those people that registered. So if you did not register, then I'm going to have problems. Okay, thank you for sending me your email there. So I have Also, I'm going to send my email also. Okay. So that is my email address. Okay. So thank you so much for that email. I will forward you that. Okay. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. Okay. Okay. Bye.